most of us are compelled to behave in a certain way. Our tendencies, they impel us to behave in a certain way. It seems as if something takes over. It seems as if we do not have control on things in life. How do we come close to a certain point in life where we will have the most precious asset as the time? The biggest privilege that you have right now, if you do, is only one thing, and that is the time. Time and tendencies, they are two things which cannot go together in order to make our life more aligned with our highest purpose. If you have one thing in your life, the choice to do whatever you want to do with time, you have the biggest asset of the world. You don't know how rich you are. So, there's only one thing. You do have 24 hours, so do I. But what we do with time makes all the difference in the world. The more precious your time is, the greater you become. That is the reality of your life. Whose time is most precious right now at this point in the country you have to live in? Maybe the Prime Minister or maybe the President, isn't it? There is a plethora of things to get distracted from today. There is a number of things which can suck away all our energy and squander away all our time. That's the problem. Life will be absolute misery if we are dictated by our tendencies. These things were not of so much of importance to talk of, let's say 20 years ago. Because at that time, there was not much influence of social media. Now we are being bombarded with the images. This virtual reality, which is not a conceptual reality, it has to do with your perception, but in a way that is so aggressive. It is just a virtual reality that you want to create in your practical life, which is not possible. You hardly know anything about those people whom you are inspired by. You hardly know anyone whose ostentatious way of life has impressed you. You hardly know those people. It's very important to find yourself with a purpose in life. That purpose can only help you utilize your time most judiciously. Otherwise, you'll always find yourself being run down by the tendencies, and that will only squander away the very precious and the biggest asset of your life. That is the time. The reason why I'm saying all this is that you have that choice, because most of them do not have it. Forget about this 5 to 7% of the population because they are too high flying. They have already transcended their tendencies. That's the only reason why they have reached there. Because they do not what they want, they do what is needed, what the need of the hour is. They operate from that level. They have already transcended themselves to higher level. The other part who are at the effect of those greater people and the kind of environment they have created. Because of that, you have that privilege of time. There is a huge section of society which are at the end of being a recipient. So if you are just at the end of being a recipient of those privileges, you are extremely lucky to have what you do. Indeed you do. But if the luxuries around you dictate your life, then mostly you are dictated by your compulsion. And that compulsive
traits of yours can only make you feel drained away by the end of the day. You will be resonating with my words with the lives around you after having done whatever they want to do with the time because they could not utilize the time for a greater purpose. Under the influence of their tendencies, they only feel totally drained away by the end of the day because there is no purpose in life. So it's up to you to decide what you want to do. Do you want your life totally to be led by the tendencies, or do you think there is a reason why you have so much? Do you want to acknowledge that at this point in time? Millions and billions of people are dreaming to reach the place which you already have by some chance. Isn't it truth, my dear friends? Yes, it is the truth. That's the way it is. The people who are toiling away day and night, working for 18 hours a day, they just want to reach a place which you already have. Just because you happen to be surrounded with those privileges, being born with a silver spoon in your mouth. That's it. So whose life is most precious here? The one who works 18 hours a day and does not make even 1/4 of what you would be just spending shopping. Whose life is much more precious here? Who feels more energy? Whose life is more purposeful? Is your life more purposeful? Because you have the access to money. The person working 18 hours a day would be much more energetic, organized, structured, more purposeful, more fulfilling in life than you out there feeling vulnerable at each given point in time just because you are being led by your tendencies. And that person is led by the purpose. Decide better. You know the best. But if you have that privilege, honor it. Make it great. Your life is precious. Sacrosanct.